jump to that next thing like right away, it's really hard to capture that on camera, take photos of it, get video of it. So when you're in those moments, especially beginning and end, hold it so that we have some of those options to do that. And also, you don't have to be stiff. That's the last thing I'll say. You don't have to be stiff. You can move a little. You have a little bit of freedom in that way. Okay, just be aware that our cameras are here and you don't want to go off of camera. We're going to do our interviews first, then we'll do our monologues. Use the interviews as a warm-up for yourself. And yeah, it's going to be a great showcase. Be each other's audience, give each other a lot of energy as we get going. I'm going to go grab Matt and we're going to get this thing fired up. Yes?
I was watching the videos from last night.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of instruction of keeping the beat planted. That was probably more about,
That was more about this.
Yeah.
That was more about this. Especially starting actors tend to have the habit to move a lot, but purposeful movement's okay. So if you have something in character or you want to like go, and I know like Garrett does something like this, for example, throws like, you don't have to do it here. Like you can kind of like think about how you want to make that happen in a way where I could do it like I don't have to be just stiff. Okay, good question though. And thanks for watching last night. That's great. Love to hear it. Welcome in, guests. Let's get a round of applause for our guests. Thank you guys so much for coming. Woo! Come on in. Okay. So we'll start with character interviews here in a second. So because of that, I'm going to have an on-decker. So why don't you come over here? And you can go ahead and just sit where you're going to start, which will be right here. Awesome.
We're sitting today?
Oh, I guess we didn't sit, did we, last night? No,
We didn't. We can sit if you want to sit.
We don't need to sit. Stand up. I change my mind. How'd it feel?
That felt good.
Good.
I felt relaxed there.
Yeah, feeling
We can
relaxed?
sit.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
it's fine if you want to sit.
And then our on-decker, Angela, will be you. So you can, Angela, you can sit on deck.
What's up?
Right?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, you should, so you can just go after him before Angela. Sneak back. Okay. Do you want me to move
We
this
good?
and then move it back, Matt?
No.
No, it's fine. Okay, great. Yeah. Are we live up there?
I actually
All right.
thought we should sit, but I'm not the one in charge.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Let's get a round of applause.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the showcase. Thank you guys all for coming. For those guests who were able to make it tonight, thank you. Actors, we're really excited to work our monologues, get them up, and get into our evaluations. We're going to be starting off tonight with interviews first, where each actor is going to basically get interviewed by Matt a little bit about their monologue, giving you guys as an audience a little bit of knowledge about what these monologues are about before they go up and perform them in the second part. So thank you guys so much for coming. I'm going to pass it off to Matt so he can get started with the interviews and we can get our showcase rolling. Thank you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause.
All right. What is your name, sir?
Timothy Thompson.
Timothy. What monologue you doing? What's it from?
Well, I call this the Manhattan monologue.
Manhattan monologue?
Yeah, and it's not really from any movie, TV show. It's from Google.
Okay. So like a standalone monologue.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay. So you call it the Manhattan monologue. Why?
Because this individual is a 30 to 40-year-old male that is living in Manhattan, that has this perspective of his life goals that he has not met, and he's a little bit, I guess, coming aware of that, and he's making some stand in a public announcement that he's acknowledging his shortcomings to all these goals that he had. And Manhattan is, you'll hear in this monologue that there's a lot of Manhattan personality to it. There's the street sounds, there's the buildings, there's the small apartment. It's him in his environment where he's thinking of larger goals, but he's staying in a studio apartment in Manhattan.
So I have two specific questions for you. The first one is, what do you think the writer is hoping the audience gets from this?
I think the message really is that this individual is, he's, I guess, motivated. He has a lot of planning. He's got a lot of, I'm trying to figure out the word, but a lot of.
So let me slow. So
Yeah.
usually beyond with the character, this would be like an overall. So sometimes a writer's going to write something and they're hoping that the audience walks away with hope, or they're hoping that they walk away with a reflection of their own life or something like that. So can you think of what you think that the author is, like, why'd they write the monologue?
Right.
You know, they're usually trying to impact the audience in some way using this character for that.
Yeah.
You have to loosen this if you're going to.
There's a lot of self-reflection in this.
I was going tighter because of the.
In this
yeah.
monologue. A lot of self-reflection. There's a lot of dating yourself and all these milestones that you wanted to reach. I think that the author wanted to deliver a message of plans well placed are not plans executed.
Yeah.
And I think that there's value in the self-awareness of his shortcomings, and that there's still an opportunity for him to achieve those. So he's stuck in the middle of this.
Cool. I'm gonna stop you there. That's
Yeah.
great. So then, next question, and I just need a quick answer. So what happens right before the monologue? What is the catalyst for this character to start talking?
Yeah, I'll just use it again, that he's really reflecting, and he's got one of his confidants, one of his best friends within his apartment, as he's looking out the window, really kind of self-defeating himself to a point, and then picking himself back up.
Okay.
And he's confiding that with his confidant, his friend.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Hello, sir. What is your name?
My name is Jared Payan.
All right, Jared Payan. So, what is your monologue?
It's from a film I wrote called Kings and Cages.
Okay, so it's self-written.
Yes, sir.
So, what are you, as the writer, hoping an audience takes from this monologue?
Hoping that the audience, specifically men, wake up a little bit, start realizing that we're capable of so much more than we limit ourselves to, especially in a world where the masculine presence is kind of laughed at and attempted to be suppressed. It's more about waking up and you're capable of so much more.
Great. I'm going to use this on you, but this is for everybody. So interestingly enough, when I ask you a question, I'm consciously making sure that my voice hits the people in the back. Okay? Which is harder for me than it is for you, because my voice is pointed this way. But my guess is everyone can hear me better than they can hear you. So for everyone in the room, you just want to adjust your volume button to match me, but also, more importantly, to feel the room and think, the person in the back really needs to hear me clearly. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right, so so what's going on in the monologue? Give us a quick idea.
So in the monologue, he has Kate Ferrick is his name. He has been kidnapped by the judicial branch of society, the government, and for trying to blow up a building.
And he's currently under arrest, right?
Yes. Currently under arrest, talking to the guy who arrested him in the judiciary branch. He actually grew up with him in the slums, and so now it's a reconnection of sorts.
So if he answers the questions the right way, he gets to be let go. If he doesn't, he's going to be...
There won't be a letting go, per se. His ulterior, or his super objective, I guess we could say, is to, again, wake up everyone to the fact that there's just too much government control, there's too much overreach. So he would love to wake up his friend, who is a leader in the judicial branch, and have his friend stop being the black and white Inspector Javert character, and more of hey, there's more going on here. Freedom is essential, liberty is important, freedom of will, freedom of choice is important.
Great. Anything else we need to know?
Not for this.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate it. Hello, ma'am. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Angela Trainer.
Hello, Angela Trainer. What monologue are you doing, and what's it from?
I am doing a scene about a breakup. The
30
name-
Rock, right?
Dirty Rock, yes.
So what's going on in this piece?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is occurring is there's a guy that this girl's really in love with, and she's watching him walk out that door. And she's saying anything off the top of her head that she can in order to make sure that man doesn't walk out of her life, because he really means something to her.
So she's willing to say anything, basically, just like spill the beans kind of deal?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Anything else? So what happened, do you suppose, that led her to start talking in the first place?
I think she was pretending that she was fine and she wasn't being honest with him, and just kind of concealing her past probably led to this breakup that was about to occur.
Okay.
And I think that in this moment of honesty, she's revealing who she actually is as a person and learning to love herself.
So probably the guy is maybe walking out the door or some kind of like it's over, and so this is a last-ditch effort
Oh,
to
yeah.
get him.
Straight up, that is the exact moment that I'm trying to capture.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. And your name, sir?
My name is Zia Grazza.
Zia Grazza. What's your monologue? What's it from?
My monologue is from Doctors Without Borders, and it is about a doctor that worked in London. And so he's working somewhere now where, like, the regular treatments are not available, like drugs and stuff, where humans actually have to feel pain. And it's kind of doubting, he's doubting humanity, he's doubting, like, how we can actually, you know, allow or put ourselves to this, and what can be done to change it.
Okay. And who's he talking to?
It looks like he's talking to another group of doctors, and he's reflecting.
Okay.
He's reflecting of what happened in London when he worked in London and what's happening here.
So does it sound like he's talking to a group of people or one doctor in particular?
In the monologue, it looks like he's talking to, he uses V a lot.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds like he's talking to a group of people.
So he could be in a boardroom or could be outside, or
Yeah.
do you have an idea of the location?
The names are kind of hard to pronounce, so probably Middle East somewhere.
Okay.
I would
So maybe an outdoor setting or
Oh, the location of it?
yeah.
Yeah, probably in an abandoned building with no windows and a harsh environment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the doctors are gathered around and he's just having this moment where he's kind
He's
of
reflecting on what we have, what we were going through, how we don't appreciate what we used to have, and now if you only could see what people go through here, like.
What do you think was said to you in order to start talking in the first place?
To me,
Yeah.
from the monologue.
No, like so in your imagination, what did someone say to you, to your character? What did someone say to your character that caused them to start talking?
Could be just reminiscent, or just when you find yourself in a harsh environment, you need some way to decompress. You need some way to kind of like understand your situation, like what's in front of you, how to deal and cope with life itself, you know.
Yeah.
It could be just.
So it could be a lot of things. I would want you to think about that. That's what we call the moment before.
Yeah.
So you want to think of like what's the exact perhaps question or silence or something happened
So who is
that
he
caused
talking
him to say, you know what, I'm gonna give this little speech to everybody.
to? Yeah, who's talking to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of have an idea of who
Okay.
he's talking.
So reflect on that so you have a really
Yeah.
specific answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
Thanks,
Next.
Thank you.
Your name, sir?
My name is Daniel Mata.
Daniel, what's your monologue? What's from?
My monologue is from Breaking Bad, and I believe that the title of it's called I'm Turning You Down. Or I'm Turning You Down.
Are you playing one of the iconic characters we've come to know and love?
Yes, that would be Jesse Pinkman.
Okay. Right on. So what's happening in this moment?
So in this moment, he's actually in a hospital because the guy that he's working with, Walter White, Walter's brother, which is a DEA agent, he came to Jesse's house and just started laying on him because Jesse had done something to deter him from catching him
Okay.
in the big meth act that they're doing. And now he's laying in the hospital, and Hank, the DEA agent, is about to lose his job, and Jesse's sitting there like, hey, yeah, I hope he loses his job. And he's talking to Walt, because Walt wants him to work with him again, and Jesse's not happy about it because he's gone through so much with him in the span of like only half a year about, and it's just been so much like he's looking to him as a father figure, but he's trying to live up to that expectation, but Walt's seeming to be like really hard on him. And also it's just he feels like that Walt is using him, and he's just,
What do you think Jesse wants?
I think
What would be his ideal goal at the end of this? Would be for what would he want from Walt?
I think he wants approval. Like he wants a father figure, but also like a friend.
Acceptance.
Acceptance, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. What is your name, sir?
My name is Dustin Polito.
All right. Cool. Dustin, tell me about your monologue and what's it from.
My monologue is from Google. It's standalone.
Okay. So what's going on in the monologue?
My monologue, I am envisioning it as the serial killer is in a warehouse and he's sitting in front of the victim who's tied up. And in this case, the moment before is how I'm envisioning it, is the victim is on the ground and just kind of like waking up and seeing where they're at, because the way how my monologue starts off, the killer's asking the victim a question, just kind of filling him in like what's going on. And so that's just kind of how I'm envisioning the scene playing out in my mind.
Okay. I'm always careful to ask too many questions when there's serial killers, you know what I mean? So we're imagining that the victim is just waking up and you're kind of informing the victim. Like your beginning is like, oh, they're starting to open their eyes, so you're giving them information basically to torture them, right? Like
Yeah.
let them know exactly where they are, what's happening beforehand.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Look forward to it. Thank you. Hello, ma'am. What's your name?
Caitlin Temple.
Caitlin, what's your monologue? What's it from?
My monologue is also from Google. I call it straight to voicemail.
Okay, what's going on?
So my character, Jamie, is calling her best friend, kind of like brother figure, Sam, after they've been in a very long fight and like not talking to each other because Sam had feelings for Jamie, and Jamie deep down was aware and kind of didn't deal with it in the most respectful, like the best way that she could have. So he's upset.
So
with her.
you're trying to preserve the friendship?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to like get back into contact with him because he won't get into contact with me.
Are you open to dating? Or is it like you just feel bad
Yeah, just
and you're hoping you can keep friendship going?
Yeah, because he's like a brother, so it's like he's like family. and
But
she
he's
wants
like
family.
into you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't work out. All right, thank you. Good. Hello, what is your
Hello.
name, please?
My name is Maddie.
Hi, Maddie, and what's your monologue? What's it from?
It's from the movie Malcolm and Marie,
Okay.
and I will set the scene for you if you'd like. Okay, so picture this. You just come home from a beautiful, giant movie premiere for your boyfriend, right?
Okay.
Written, directed, produced, all by him. You're a 20-year-old drug addict who is now clean, with a somewhat older man, who's written a movie based on your life.
who refuses to give you credit. And this is the fight in the apartment where she's begging for recognition, validation, and to just feel accepted.
Okay, so they get home. Is she just confronting? She's bringing it up, or did we lead into this? Are we in the middle of a fight?
This is the middle beginning of the fight.
Okay.
She's been passive aggressive. You know, you ever get home from a party and you're passive aggressive with your boyfriend because he didn't, like, I don't know, open your door for you on the way home, and now you're slamming doors or something?
I could imagine something like that.
I would never, but he picks up on it, and
he says something which sets you off.
He says, I can't believe you'd be upset. Be happy for me. I just made a movie. How dare you be so selfish?
Got it.
She doesn't like it.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Hello, sir. What's your name?
How are you? My name is Garrett Rader, and I'm doing A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams.
Awesome. And for people who have never read the play or seen it, what's the overall gist of this very classical play?
So Stanley and his wife Stella take in Stella's sister, and once Stella's sister Blanche moves into the house, turns the whole entire house upside down. The relationship starts falling apart. They start poking, fun at Stanley, and it becomes very volatile and ends in a pretty powerful way at the end.
Yeah. And this play has a lot to do with class, with money, with the middle class, lower middle class, working class, alcoholism, right? So what's happening in this exact moment?
So in this moment, it's kind of like the final straw that breaks the camel's back, and Stella makes one more jab at the dinner table, and Stanley just loses it and threatens her, and the rest is history.
All right, very good. Thank you. Hello, sir.
Hi,
All right, what is your name?
my name is Earl Dumas.
Hello, Earl, and tell us what's your monologue? What's it from?
I am doing the well-known piece from the monologue or play Death of a Salesman, character Biff.
Okay, character Biff. And so what's happening in this moment?
They went to dinner, they had a fight, he left dinner, his dad went home, and now he came home, he fought with his mom, he went outside, his dad was guarding, they come inside and the fight got bigger, and that's where I start.
And are you talking to your mom or your dad?
To the dad.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's there.
Yeah. And so what does Biff want?
His dad's kind of in the process of killing himself to claim the insurance money.
Yeah.
And he wants to tell his dad that he doesn't want to follow in his footsteps to become a salesman, because his whole life he kind of chased the American dream to become a successful salesman, and he worked really hard, but he did not succeed. And he really just wants a simpler life with the smaller things like working in construction.
Yeah. So he wants his dad's acceptance, maybe, with his life choices.
Yeah.
Probably.
To tell him the truth that he's not really who he thinks he is. He wants him to be a salesman. He's like, I'm not a salesman. I'm a construction worker.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Dad.
Yeah.
Don't kill yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
And what is your name?
Naya.
Naya. Tell us about your monologue.
My monologue's from the play Elena, and it's about a student and her professor in college.
Okay. And what's the drama?
The drama is this student, who I play, Carol, she is in this class taught by this professor. She's failing. She comes to him for help in the first act, and basically he uses a lot of things that she doesn't understand language-wise and talks to her in a way that she can't understand what is going on and how he's treating her. She leaves after the first act, comes back, understanding how he used his power and manipulation and his status to make her feel stupid and make her feel like her ideas for what was happening were wrong. And she, at the whole time, was taking notes, so then she had brought it to basically the higher-ups. They decided to take the case further, and it just kind of spins off from there of them struggling in this power dynamic of her trying to make him understand the power dynamic and how he's used that to manipulate her and others.
And this is a confrontation with you and him?
Yes, this is in the third act when really she's like completely destroyed his life. He's losing his job, he's losing his house, his wife has now found out. And so he's losing kind of everything in his life based off this encounter with her. And she's trying to make him understand that it's not her that did it to him, he did it to himself by the way he treated her. And that's where the scene is.
Okay, thank you. Hello, your name please.
I'm Tori Thomas.
Tori, tell us about your monologue.
So this is from Rachel Getting Married. I'm not sure of the name of it, but I play the character Kim. She is an addict. She's had a long history of substance abuse. She's been in and out of treatment. She's recently completed her most recent stint in rehab. She's 9 months clean, and she is in an AA meeting or an NA meeting, and she is being pressured to share her story, which she hasn't done before. And there's like an additional layer where there's someone that she met in the group that she has like a romantic sort of connection with, that she's trying to, I don't know if prove herself is the right word, but honesty and opening up and sobriety is like very important to him, and he's been really encouraging her to kind of be open and honest.
Was he an addict as well at one point?
He was, yes.
So is this information new for him at the same time it's new for everyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's pretty big.
Yes.
I don't think that's the first time I've heard that part of that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So going into who you're talking to, there's a group of people, but specifically there's one person in particular where you're really aware of them and how it's landing on them probably.
Yeah, and in previous groups and like treatment episodes, she's lied and she's made up like elaborate stories that have never been really her own truth. So this is also the first time that she's sharing something real about herself. So. And
that can be very emotional to say it out loud for the first time too.
Yeah, we'll see.
We won't give anything away. All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, so I'll be in the other room taking notes and working on quality control on the video, making sure everything looks and sounds good. And Brian will be calling everyone's name and monologue. So first person should be backstage.
Already there.
First two are back there.
Yeah, already happening.
Thank
Things
you.
are
So
happening.
I'm going to open this
Thanks for
so
coming,
that
by
you
the
guys
way.
can hear what I'm saying. So when you you have a chair? You need a chair? And a table or just a chair? When you come out, I want you already in character. So you're doing your moment before work out here. Brian's going to call your name and monologue. Audience is going to applause for you. Don't fall into the trap of looking at the audience and accepting the applause. Okay? That's not what the applause is for. The applause is for energy. So you should be in the zone. You should be if your character's in the forest, you should be visualizing the forest when you come out. You should not be looking at the audience in any way. And so just use the energy to your advantage, come out, picture who you're talking to, and begin. And then you know the order you're in, so as soon as somebody comes down, the next person will go out, etc. Any questions on that? You need to frame?
Yes. I'll probably have Jared just jump to this position.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't have another camera person.
In fact,
Well,
Ashlyn,
grab
can you autofocus on this when Jared comes out?
Yep.
Thank you. You know how to do it on our cameras? Just half push on the
Button
button.
on the top here. You can push that down, or you can also push it right on the screen.
And then Jared, you can take over this camera.
Stay and watch it, or will it stay after I do that?
should stay, but just keep your eye on the normal TV.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. We'll need to adjust.
All right, so take your time. Brian will call you out. Okay.
Can you get this one too, Matt, for me? Or is it good? It's good.
You can lift your chair up too.
I can? I didn't know I could do that.
So I have this one on, just so you know, I have this one on face recognition. So it actually just auto.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, guys. We're going to go to our first performer, Jared. Our first performer will be Jared performing a monologue from Kings and Cages. It's a self-written monologue that he did himself. Let's give him a round of applause.
No. The issue, the crisis, is from the moment we draw breath, the cub's teeth are dulled. His claws clipped, his roar silenced, his bite muzzled. Nothing would please them more than a house cat they can feed with petty rewards for good behavior. Docile, tame, submissive. But when the lion tries to rip off the collar of control, be the king of his own destiny, he is met with the sharp blade of obedience, the hammer of discipline. And should his senses grow hardened to the pain of these, he is thrown into a cage. A cage where the last flickering lights of freedom slowly bleed through the cracks in the walls that will become his tomb. All for want of freedom.
Nice job. Give it up. Woo! Good job, Jared. Let's go. Okay. Need to get that guy back up tall real quick. Help me with that. We're going to loosen these, and you're just going to help me tighten it back.
I got you, Brian.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need a chair, right? Great. Did I make it too tall? Okay. Alright, here we go. Next up, we've got Timothy performing a monologue that he found called Manhattan. Let's give him a round of applause. Woo. You can go ahead.
I used to think it was all exciting. The hustle, the bustle. Now it's just noise, you know? Like this giant, humming, relentless noise. I'm just this tiny tuning fork in the middle of it. I had plans, big plans. Write a novel, travel the world, maybe even learn the cello. But life, as they say, it throws you curveballs. And you end up here, with this view, staring at the same brick wall. But maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not having all the answers, or living this sweeping adventure. Maybe it's just to be here, enjoy the small moments, like how the sunlight catches the dust mites, or that distant horn you hear in the symphony of urban chaos. And maybe that's enough. I have this view, you know. I'm not alone. I have the city. And that's something, right?
Scene. All right. Good job. Woo. Okay. Next up, we have Angela performing a monologue from the TV show 30 Rock. Let's get a round of applause. Woo.
Look, I'm sorry. I know I can't make out what I did, but just hear me out for a second, okay? I dated not one, but two guys who went to clown college. I used to rarely vacuum my apartment because my parents would turn on the vacuum cleaner to cover up the sound of them arguing. I ate 3 donuts today. Okay, here's a great one. I used to mix orange and cream soda in a champagne glass and sit in the dark and watch The Love Boat. I loved Gopher from The Love Boat. I'm sorry. I ate 5 donuts today. So yeah. Now we're even. Scene.
Yeah, good job, Angela. Woo! Come on. Next up, we've got Zia performing a monologue from Doctors Without Borders. Let's give him a round of applause.
You know, when I was a doctor in London, no one ever says anyone's name. They don't thank you like they thank you here. Because here, they feel everything. Straight from God. No drugs, no painkillers. The weirdest, purest thing, suffering. How could you see a courage in a child and not hold her in your arms? You remember that little boy in England, Jojo? He was my first save. He was 10 years old. He was so thin he could barely walk. But he found the strength to bury his whole family. We have no idea what courage is. He used to write me little notes. He wanted to be my friend. He wanted to be like me. The point is, he was my friend. He had a name. And now I have to remember him. If I ever lose somebody that has a name, I have to remember them. See?
Yeah, great job. Woo! What's the name of yours?
The Six-Fingered Man.
Thank you. Next up, we've got Tyler performing a monologue, The Six-Fingered Man. Let's get a round of applause. Woo!
You don't by chance happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand? My father was slaughtered by a 6-fingered man. He was a great sword maker, my father. When the 6-fingered man appeared and requested a special sword, my father took the job. He slaved a year before he was done. The 6-fingered man returned and demanded it, but at 1/10 his promised price. My father refused. Without a word, the six-fingered man slashed him through the heart. I loved my father, so, naturally, challenged his murderer to a duel. I failed. The six-fingered man did leave me alive with the six-fingered sword, but he gave me these. I was 11 years old. When I was strong enough, I dedicated my life to the study of fencing, so the next time we meet, I will not fail. I will go up to the six-fingered man and say, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
Scene. Yeah! Woo! See, that's why he's got the sword. Now you get it. Okay, and actors also, when you come in, shut the door when you come in as well, so that door is not open. Yeah, when you come in. Okay, our next performer is going to be Daniel performing a monologue from I'm Turning You Down. Let's get a big round of applause. Woo!
I heard you fine. I said no. I'm not turning down the money. I am turning down you. You get it? I want nothing to do with you. Ever since I met you, everything I've ever cared about is gone. Ruined, turned to shit, dead, ever since I hooked up with the great Heisenberg. I've never been more alone. I have nothing. No one. All right, it's all gone. You get that? No. No, why? Why would you get it? Would you even care as long as you get what you want, right? You don't give a shit about me. You said I was no good. I'm nothing! Why would you want me, huh? You said my meth was inferior, right? Right? Hey! You said my cook was garbage! Well, hey, screw you, man! Scene.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Dustin performing a monologue, Killing You. Let's give him a round of applause. Woo! Yeah, you can bring it in. Yeah. Just give us like 30 seconds. Okay. Are you going to stay down or you come up?
No, I'm staying down.
Okay, great. One more round of applause.
You might be wondering why I haven't killed you yet. I'm beginning to wonder that myself. Usually, I just do it. It takes me less than a second, then it's forgotten in the next. But with you, it's different. I don't know why. I just can't kill you. I have no feelings for you whatsoever. I don't even know you. We've never met. It's so strange. I guess even the great ones have an off night every once in a while. What's the point anymore? Maybe I should let you go. What do you think? Should I let you live? Yeah? Do you think you should live? Then maybe I should just let you go? That's something to be hopeful about. Some psycho was about ready to kill you, and then he lets you go. That's quite the story to tell your friends now. Isn't it? Scene.
Yeah, Justin, good job, buddy. Thank you. You can come on and come to your spot.
Okay. Got it? Steady. Okay.
What's this one titled, Caitlin?
Straight to voicemail.
Look straight up for me. Okay, everyone, we have Caitlin performing a monologue from Straight to Voicemail. Let's give a big round of applause.
Sam, I know you said not to call, but I just feel bad, and I miss you. And I get it, sort of, but also, you know, I don't get it at all, and you've always just kind of been there, and now you're not, and I don't know what to do, so call me, or don't. I don't know. Just tell me you don't hate me. Tell me you'll be my friend again someday. Or... Okay. No, I'll text you, or I'll... Okay. See?
Hey, great job. Woo! Next up, we've got Maddie performing a monologue, Malcolm and Marie. Let's give her a big round of applause.
No, what I'm saying is, you spend your entire life catering to the feelings and whims of everyone but me. Actors, producers, crew members, fictional characters get more empathy and respect from you than I do. And that's what's so odd about this whole thing. And I get it. Taylor was great in the film, but when you get up there and give an entire speech about Taylor's ability to breathe life into the character of Amani, without ever acknowledging that if I hadn't lived my life, she wouldn't exist. See? Woo.
Next up, we've got Garrett performing a monologue from the play Streetcar Named Desire. Let's give him a round of applause.
That's how I'll clear the table. Don't ever talk that way to me. Pig, Polak, disgusting, vulgar, greasy. Them kind of words have been on your tongue and your sister's too much around here. What do you think you are? Pair of queens? Remember what Huey Long said. Every man is a king. And I'm the king around here. So don't forget it. Now, my place is cleared. You want me to clear your places? When we first met, me and you thought I was common. How right you was, baby. I was common as dirt. You showed me that snapshot of the place with them columns. I pulled you down off them columns and how you loved it. Having them colored lights going. And wasn't we happy together? Wasn't it all okay till she showed here? Hoity-toity. Describing me as an ape? See.
Gave me a workout there. Okay, next up we've got Earl performing a monologue from Death of a Salesman. Let's give him a round of applause. Woo!
Can I get a medium?
You gonna walk in?
Rewalking?
You're gonna walk in? Is that where you're moving?
Nah, I'm just gonna throw stuff.
Did you ask for a medium shot?
Yeah, that's good. You know goddamn well what that is. You saw it. The mice didn't bring it into the cellar. What is this supposed to do? Make a hero out of you? Is this supposed to make me feel sorry for you? There'll be no pity for you. You hear it? No pity. No! You're gonna hear the truth. What you are and what I am. You know why I had no address for 3 months? I stole a suit in Kansas City and I was in jail. I stole myself a very good job since high school because you blew me so full of hot air I could never stand taking orders from anybody. That's whose fault it is. It's goddamn time you've heard it. I had to be a boss big shot in 2 weeks and I'm through with it. I ran down 11 flights with a pen in my hand today. And I stopped in the middle of that building. Do you hear me? I stopped in the middle of that office building. Do you hear this? I stopped in the middle of that office building and I saw the sky. I saw the things I still love in this world. The work and the food and the time to sit and smoke. And I looked at the pen and I said to myself, what the hell am I grabbing this for? Why am I trying to become something I don't want to be? What am I doing in an office building making a contemptuous begging fool of myself when all I want is out there, waiting for me the minute I say, I know who I am. Why can't I say that, Willie? Pop! I'm a dime a dozen, and so are you. I'm not no leader of man, Willie, and neither are you. You were never anything but this hard-working drummer who landed in the ash can like all the rest of them. I'm $1 an hour. Willie, I tried 7 states and I couldn't raise it. Do you gather my meaning? I'm not bringing home any prizes anymore. And you're gonna stop waiting for me to bring them home. Pop! I'm nothing! I'm nothing, Pop! Can't you understand that? There's no spite in it anymore. I'm just what I am. That's all. Scene.
All right. Woo! Good job, bro. Yeah, you're chord, man. Okay, next up we've got Naya performing a monologue. Is it Oli? How do you say it? Olena. Let's get a round of applause. Woo! Let's go ahead and settle in, and it's going to bring the camera down to you.
issue here is not what I feel. It's not my feelings. But the feelings of women and men. Your superiors who've been pulled, do you see? To whom evidence was presented and have ruled, do you see? To whom weighed the testimony and the evidence and have ruled, do you see that you are negligent? That you're guilty? That you are found wanting in an error of reason so told not to be given tenure, but to be disciplined for facts, not alleged, but what is the word but proved, do you see, by your own actions. And that is what the tenure committee has said, it's what my lawyer has said for what you did in class, for what you did in this office, they're going to discharge you. You don't understand? You're angry? What has led you to this place? Not your race, not your class, not your sex, your own actions. Scene.
Yeah, good job, man. Come a long way. Okay, our last performer is going to be Tori to wrap up the night. So thanks for coming to support. We're excited you're here. She'll be performing a monologue called Rachel Getting Married. Let's give her a big round of applause, please. Woo! Go, Tori.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'm an addict and I'm 9 months clean. When I was 16, I was babysitting my little brother and I'd taken all these Percocet and I was unbelievably high. And we'd driven to the park on Lakeshore and he was in his Red Sox just running around on all these piles of leaves, and he would bury me and I would bury him. And then it was time to go and I was driving us home and I lost control of the car and the car went off the bridge and into the lake and I couldn't get him out of his car seat and he drowned. And I struggle so much with God because I can't forgive myself right now and I really don't want to. I can live with it, but I can't forgive myself. Scene.
Yeah! Let's go, Jerry. You know you got it when you hear all the it's like, I gotta get that moment. All right, so first off, let's actors, let's give a round of applause for our guests and for the auditors. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys. I want to wrap up with just getting a class photo of everybody, so if you guys don't mind popping up real quick, we're going to do a quick photo together. You know how I like to do this, so it's got to be kind of tighter, so maybe 4, max 5 people in the back row, and then just kind of fill in some windows and maybe a couple people sit on